Oh, there we go. All right, now we live. She was just taking a minute. But welcome to episode 24. Oh, this is our one over Jordan episode.
This
Welcome
is
to 20
low intro 20 volts.
Welcome to episode 24 of Feel Free Conversations. I am Mike Brown and
James
this
Woods,
go
aka
ahead.
that yoga dude. James, feel free.
And yeah, we appreciate y'all being here. Before we get started, James, you want to guide us in three breaths?
I got one hand on my heart to feel that, one hand on my belly to feel that. I'm gonna fill them both with fresh oxygen, of course, the love that comes with it. Representing the life, representing the level of connection that we endure and we embrace, representing everything that we come to this place for, a place of freedom. These three breaths are going to set us off on a path towards our ultimate self. On the count of three, we start with grounded feet, soft shoulders in place, relaxed mind and body. One, two, three. Let's inhale. And long, slow exhale. Just softly let me go. Inhale and release. Deep inhale and let it go. Relax and settle it in. Peace. I feel like that was a Thanksgiving prayer before.
I appreciate that. How you feeling today?
I feel very present. I feel very present. Present that things are changing. Present in that. Yeah, yeah. How you feeling today?
I definitely identify with that. I do feel the same way. I think just the week in general has been requiring me to be present. I've also been exerting a lot of energy just being in spaces where I have to connect with people and be social. Um, I feel I feel how much it's been requiring of me. Like it's almost it's interesting when I did the podcast Wednesday. So I hosted a live podcast Wednesday at the Ludlow House here in New York, and in feeling present, I felt myself being able to interact with people, socialize and shit like that. But like, as soon as the event was done, I felt myself like completely just shut down internally. And it was like I kind of gave everything that I needed to give and shared everything I needed to share, and I didn't really have much more energy after that. And I kind of felt the carry of that into the next day. Like I tried to go to a socializing event. It was like I don't really feel like being social. Try to go to another event. It was like I really don't feel like being social.
I feel like after the event, you was just like,
You know what? I kind of was. So we did the event and then we had about 30 minutes to talk afterwards, like just kind of like, just socialize afterwards. So I was there, but then, we went to the second floor to go grab food, grab drinks and stuff like that. And I felt myself just like on mute.
mhm, mhm.
And I couldn't see myself externally, but I felt like I just looked tired. Like I just looked like I exhausted every piece of energy that I had within me.
Yeah. Can you? Is there? I feel for me, I can be social and engaging and then wanting to engage, and then I can be social where I just want to observe. Like I don't really want to talk to nobody, but I just want to be around people in the space. I want to look and see what's going on. And then there's times where I just don't want to be social at all.
Yeah.
On that spectrum.
I feel like it was more the I just want to be here but not talk to anybody. and maybe just take in some energy, you know.
Mm. Just be on the scene, but not in the scene. Kind of
Yeah.
here and there. Maybe have a one-on-one conversation. Maybe, or maybe just sit there and look at people, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, see what's going on. Feel what's going on. Um, Seeing the young people, seeing the old people, seeing just the different people. Being in New York, how has that affected your energy levels in New Jersey?
Uh I feel like I get a good balance. Like it's almost like Houston to Missouri City, you know, or like any suburb to, which is not a suburb, but any suburb to a bigger city. So like when I go in the city, it always feels like it's with purpose. It doesn't feel like I'm
Mm.
just going just to be wandering around and shit. Like I always have like a an end point when I'm going into the city. And you know, I take in the energy and then I come back and it kind of it grounds me to be in New Jersey.
It's just, it, do it feel like it's a whole different energy on the East Coast?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Um, you know, just adapting to obviously like, you know, I grew up in the South, so my black people in the South were my black people in the South, you know, going to the West Coast every summer, having family from the West Coast. I feel like I understood black people from the West Coast, but being here it's a little different. You know what I mean? Like it's a it's a new interaction of blackness that you know I may have not experienced in my journey, and not in a bad way, but it's just like you know everybody don't identify as black here.
Oh yeah,
Like everybody that look black may not necessarily be black, and it's been nice to be in a space of like so many different cultures. And I think again that's what feels like it's prepping me to move out the country.
yeah, yeah. Um, how does that? How does seeing black people who black phenotypically, but not all the way black culturally, how does that affect your black pride?
um
Or not affect, but especially we talking about Juneteenth here.
yeah, yeah, I feel like Juneteenth, all the superpowers were activated. It's Juneteenth, Pride Month. I was like Super Saiyan in that moment. um how has it affected my blackness?
Yeah,
um
yeah.
I don't know. And I say that because I just kind of show up as me everywhere I go. So, you know, I'm not turning down or turning up. It's just what you see is what you get. And yeah, I don't know if it's really had an effect on my blackness. I think it has had an effect on my queerness in the sense of like queerness is just so normalized here
Oh, for real.
that yeah, I mean, I feel like I see more queer people and not literally everywhere, like both and queer people of color. Um, a lot of black and brown people. So like, you know, being in Newark, I see a lot of queer people. Being in the city, I feel like I see a lot of queer people. So it's just like it's just normal. But going back to what you the question you're asking about pride, as far as how does it affect my pride, this is the first year that I don't feel super tapped into. Maybe not the first year, it's probably been for some years now, but the first year I'm really acknowledging like it just feel like some capitalistic holiday like Black History Month. Like that's how it feels to me now. Every company has a rainbow um logo now. Everybody is working with a you know some person of the queer community, and I just wish that they would broaden their spectrum of queerness and just not just go for and no pun intended, the low hanging fruit.
Mhm. Mhm.
But also not on those people. Like I'm not putting it on those people. Like shout out to the people that get the opportunities, but like it just feels like there is a certain archetype of person that they pick for it, if that makes sense.
And then archetype is a person that you don't feel like you are.
I mean, I think that's in all communities. I think now we starting to see it um broaden even in the black community, but like even when you think about black excellence, there's like a certain look, person type that you think about when you think black excellence.
Xavier Howard, Spalding, Morales.
Or
Kendrick
you could go all the way down to the look,
Lamar.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
you I could think of a person in my head, and you could say it out loud, and I guarantee you we'll probably have the same person.
right.
But I understand, like that's how it goes. That's how you sell shit, you know.
right.
But yeah, it just feels like pride is less and less about what it meant and more about just the economic value that it brings.
I think it's been, yeah, what do you call it? Commodified stuff like everything else. Like once Target and Walmart has something for it,
Man,
it is what it is. You walk in and you see what it's, like you said, the same with Juneteenth and all that other stuff. It's like it's just been put in the marketplace, and yeah, when you put it in the marketplace, if I tell you get some toothpaste, you're going to find the toothpaste tube that looks like what a toothpaste tube looks like, and if somebody try to give you something different, it's like, oh, this is different. Why is it? Blah, blah, blah. So, um, yeah, trying to. So, what does that mean for you? Like, if somebody who is that's a part of your industry, kind of, that's a part of your brand, that's a part of that, you know, where is I don't know if I told you I'm listening to this Lenny Kravitz book. And
yeah.
Lenny Kravitz talks a lot about finding his voice and a lot about turning down deals and stuff that record labels throw at him because they try to make him the black this or the mix that, kind of different images and stuff to sell him. You know what I mean? Do you feel like you're being people are trying to sell you or something, or you feel like you feel pressured into being sold or something?
I don't feel like I don't feel like people want to sell me into shit because I think people just don't know what to do with me in general. So I think I just get overlooked. Um, I think for myself, I am I am choosing to project myself in the world the way that I do. Not choosing. I guess I am showing up as me, but what I'm saying is I'm choosing to show up as me every time. And I think I don't know. I don't know if it makes it harder for me or easier for me, but I know that I'm able to connect to people that are looking for something else. Um, in the same way, I guess, you know, what was on that Sun Ra? People that's trying to get their soul touched,
Mm.
you know. Like
Yeah, which,
there are people that are looking for what I have, and I just have to keep finding them. I have to keep putting myself out in front of them so they can find me.
yeah, keep as you said, I'm moving to. I feel like I speak a lot to staff. I speak a lot to adults who work in the service industry, not service, but human service industry, not like food service or hotel, but them too. But I speak to people who are experiencing burnout or have that in there. And as you were talking earlier about how when people come up after you and say, "Hey, this is what I needed," when you talk about your event at the Ludlow, and people in the middle of it are, you see them physically having experiences. It's like, okay, this, and you ain't on no script, you ain't on no cue cards, you ain't on no. It's just you sharing your real experience. It's like, okay, this is my voice. And also in other spaces when I'm like, speaking to class of kindergarten and stuff like that, and they having fun and it's cool, but you just see that it's a different thing. It's like, I want to continue to use my voice. Not true to, the impact on the kids is a whole different thing. That's amazing within itself. But when you see your voice being used in a way where people are getting help right then and there, and you just feel like it's all used easy as natural, it's like I just want to keep using this voice in these spaces and continue to grow like that, and let my voice create, all the other stuff around it. You know what I mean? Like, like your voice is going, your voice created your merch, your t-shirts. Your voice created the title of your brand. Your voice created, you know, your mustache listness. Like your voice, what I mean? You let it go, so it's a part
Yeah,
of your voice.
yeah.
So that's dope. Um, and I know I'm still continuing to find my voice. For me, even continue to believe in my voice and be like, ooh, this is what I need to go with. Because, like you said, they'll pay for their message, um, but because they can't all the way hear your voice, you know what I mean. So they'll try to put your message in their message in your voice. And that's cool. I think it's something. I don't. I don't even. I really don't think about uh, bigger entities because it is so much space out there to go to directly grab people where they are and stuff. Where it's like it's not like trying to get a big record deal or anything like that. For me, a big backing behind anybody because it just I've seen people do so many things directly to individuals. It's like, hey man, if somebody tried to pick me up and be like, hey man, we want you on NBC to do that in the third, I'm gonna say yes. But if it started getting weird, it's like I
Take your
can,
shirt off and put oil on while you
right,
and that's kind of where I'm at too, like large or small scale. Like, if it doesn't feel, I think the thing that's been speaking to me most is if things don't flow like water, then they're not they're not meant for me, you know. And what I mean by that is like if the shit feel like it's gonna take more energy than necessary, like if it feels like it's going against, if I feel like I'm fighting against myself to do some shit, then I don't need to be doing it. And that's for no amount of money.
no amount of money in no situation requires me to fight myself, you know. And I'm still figuring that line of, am I fighting myself or am I fighting the ego that told me this is not what I'm capable of? You know what I mean? Like having that distinction, and I guess that means spending more time with myself, my highest self, um, or it's clear like, nah, this ain't you, because sometimes your ego is like, oh, don't do that, it's scary, you ain't gonna make it, blah, blah, blah. It's like, nah, I hear my ego, and I know this is what this is, and I'm gonna go with this. So it's a it's a lot of listening for me because it is so many messages. Because it is you're getting a lot of messages of this is what gay looks like, this is what queer looks like, this is what pride is all about, these things here, this is what Juneteenth looks like, this is what all these things look like, and it's like, how you gonna tell me? And I'm living it. You know what I mean? This is my experience. This is who I am. This is what I look like. And um, I think about it often. I think about being old often, and what what are the things that I would regret or not. What are the things that I wish I would have finished, or the things I wish I would have let go of earlier, or the things I wish I would have did, or blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And being able to, I guess we started, be real present with myself to be where, is this running or is this living? Which one is it? Where are we at right now? And that takes a lot. So, have you done any practices to be present with that real Mike Brown voice lately?
Any practices to be present in the real Mike Brown voice?
And as you say that also, because you said your name, Lenny Kravitz, he used to go by Romeo Blue,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's like, "Man, my name is Lenny Kravitz." Like, and I remember you going through a couple name changes as well,
Yeah.
instantly. So you saying Mike Brown makes it feel even more like your real voice.
Yeah. I think my voice is always evolving and maturing, but I do feel like I do project myself in the world with the Mike Brown voice.
Yeah. I think your Mike Brown voice is a lot less um, mean. Like, I think the other versions of Mike Brown felt like he had to defend himself more,
Yeah.
and he
I
had to
think it
be.
still comes up though.
Oh yeah.
I think it still comes up, and I have to remind myself that what's for me is for me, and that's in all spaces, cuz I feel like it shows up most when shit, I ain't gonna lie, when I and not even being upset at the people, but when I do see establishments give people opportunities and I don't see myself. And not even that it has to be Mike Brown up there, but it's just like y'all got 12 of the same people up there,
Mm,
and when you working hard, and I guess that's again why I said I'm shifting, and I know I'm evolving because I see shit now, and more than get upset, it'll make me laugh because it's like that's what they chose to represent whatever I thought that
mhm.
I was qualified for, and it's like that should let you know that this shit is not valid anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like when they put together these lists and all this shit, it's like if that's what y'all going off of, like if the external aesthetic more than the quality of the product, then we not even judging on the same basis, and not even judging, but it's just like we not measuring this shit on the same scale. So it's like, why would I want to be a part of that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that speaks to you building your own,
Yeah.
as you're doing. Like, oh, okay, that's that's what you doing over there. But I know me. I know there's other people like me.
Hmm.
So cool, y'all doing what y'all doing. This is for me. This is what I need right now to be represented. And the people who also feel like you are going to be called to that.
Yeah.
See,
And
keep
to
what
be
you
honest,
building.
man, with a lot of this stuff, like what I think through feeling anger and then releasing anger, you're able to identify like what is it that I'm really feeling. And I think the biggest thing for me that I be feeling is like I just want to use y'all for y'all name. Like I don't care about working with your company for your company, any of that shit. Like I just want to keep using as they use me, I want to use them for leverage as well.
Yeah, and I think because, like I said, behind their name is exposure.
Yeah.
Behind their names gives you more access to people, and then so people can look up and see, oh, okay, there's other people up there that's like me. So it's like as you are doing the work, more people are becoming attracted to who your voice is and stuff like that. And um, yeah, I think it's yeah. I know that you are building your own thing, and I think that is like your voices. I know your voices is attracting all the people that are there for you and align with you. And
Yeah. And I feel it and I see it. And, I think that is why I do have to put myself out in the world more so I can feel it more frequently. Cause I do feel like when I retreat and I'm not putting myself out there, I'm not feeling it as much. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I may need to do a live show a month. And it may not have to be at the Soho House every month. It may have to be at the the youth center or wherever the fuck it's at, just to get off that energy and still like stick the course, stay the course with what I'm doing.
in Poppy's barbershop,
Exactly.
wherever it
Exactly.
is. Yeah, and then, and or shoot online, getting to hear what people are saying, asking for, needing, wanting to be, wanting to do. It's just being in space with people in that way. There's a book, The Parable of the Sower, Olivia Octavia Butler, and just she talks about not. She ends up building basically like a whole new religion.
Oh wow.
Um, it's a sci-fi. It's black sci-fi. It's an amazing book. It's in LA, and she talks about building a whole new religion. And she wasn't trying to build a religion. She was just trying to survive. She was just trying to live and be herself. And she ends up just doing it. And one of her, it's a disability in the book, but one, it's like a power where she is super empathetic, where she feels people. But she even like if somebody got a cut leg, she'll feel the cut leg and on her leg or something like that. But just really, really intuitive. Amazing book. You got to read it. Parable of a Sower and Parable of can't remember the second one, but both of them are amazing. But yeah, as you're talking and talking about feeling what people are feeling and showing up as yourself and how people just connect and resonate with that in the ways that they do that are helpful for them. So much is just being built around that organically.
Yeah.
And, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Um, why you want to move out of country?
Say why do I want to move out of the country?
Yeah.
Just because I want to experience it. Like everywhere I've been in the United States up to this point, you know, it still feel like the United States. Like, I want to feel something different. And it might be the same shit over there too. But it's like at least I could say from experience that it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like at least I could speak to experience and say, hey, it's the same shit going on over there that it is over here. But it's
Right.
like I've done this for 37 years of my life. It's cool. It's cool, but I just want to see like what do people care about in other places? What's what's the value system somewhere else? Could be the same.
Right. And even learning that is interesting. Even learning
Hmm.
that okay, it look a little bit different, but it's all the same. Like having that experience is amazing, man.
And just realizing like I have shit to contribute. So it's like, when I've moved different places, I wasn't conscious of contributing to them. Like, living in New Orleans, I think I went there for college. So I was trying to obtain a degree, but at the same time I was still contributing to the city in a way. Moving to LA, I'm pursuing all these dreams and goals, but I'm still contributing to the city. Like something that I learned in LA about people is just people just come there to take things. Like, people come to obtain this dream, this goal, this career, and will do it by any means necessary. So even if it's fucking over people and not necessarily like doing fucked up shit, but like just, you know, leveraging people to get to where you want to go. People do that shit. And like being in Newark, this was the first time I consciously came to a city and was like, I want to contribute to this community. Like if I'm gonna be a part of this community, I want to be able to give something to it.
Uh, I definitely feel like I contribute to like when I came home and then like yeah, I've contributed to the places that I live. Not really LA when I lived in LA, but but yes. But like you said, man, the communities that I was involved in, wherever I went, I was involved in some kind of a community, and I was able to contribute. And that's of course contributing to myself as well because
Yeah,
it's building it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's dope. That's dope that you feel that way about me. Well, Newark.
yeah, yeah.
Hate
June
that
10th,
word.
we're doing a live podcast at the Doja Lounge. So
June. You
that's
said
my. I
June
mean,
10th.
not June, July 10th. July 10th would be at the Doja Lounge doing a live podcast, and yeah, that's one of my contributions. So
Yeah.
come through.
Um. Yeah. Why do you want to contribute?
Uh, because that's just how you keep the flow of energy going. Like even in connections with people, like you have to contribute as much as you receive. You should be putting out as well, and maybe not necessarily in the same way, but you should feel like I should feel like I'm pouring into you as much as you pour into me.
I think most of the holidays are about, uh, I guess, celebrating. So in summer, it's about celebrating your pride, whether it's Black Pride with Juneteenth, whether it's National Pride with 4th of July, sexual pride with sexual pride with pride. Um, but I feel like one of the biggest things that it may be during the Christmas time and stuff, gifts, but as we talking about contributing to people, and as you talk about an exchange of energy, I'm thinking about love. You know what I mean? Like showing love, being not like not even romantic love, but love where you can go stay with somebody and it's love. You can go meet with somebody and it's love. People know who you are and it's all love. People give you grace. People forgive you. People connect. People trust. People love, 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 love. Um, you know, Valentine's Day is about romance more than anything and buying stuff. Um, if you had a holiday to celebrate love, what time of year, like global love, like, the love that helped you couch surf, the love that you have for loving, finding yourself. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
If you had a holiday to celebrate that kind of love, what time would it, of year would it be, and what would you call it? And it will be one like a custom, like a color. What will be the branding around your love holiday?
Damn. Um, I would say probably the fall, like just kind of like that end of summer, but like that transition between summer and winter, like the fall, or maybe like August to October. Uh, what would the day be called? I don't know. Love Day. Simplify for people. Love Day. Uh, and the branding, the colors. I would say like purple with a icy blue.
When you was a kid, you used to get them. to go to Baskin Roberts to get Sherberts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I want the Sherbert.
Yep.
Oh man.
I was telling the lady the other day, like I think the bisexual flag is probably like the coolest flag of all of them. Like rainbow is so rainbow for me because I know how much kids love rainbows. It's like
Mm,
they could have the rainbows, but
all right.
I kind of want to take the flag from the bisexuals. It's pink, purple, and like a fuchsia or some shit. It's kind of fire though.
Yeah, that's funny. It will be a custom.
I think
Um,
it actually might be purple, blue, pink. That's probably
purple
what
blue
it
pink.
is, but it's
Oh, okay.
fire.
See that. It will be a custom on your love day.
A custom on my love day, you would have to do something loving for yourself and for another
Mm,
person, being or something. So it could be an animal, it could be anything,
I
park,
like that.
but you also have to do something for yourself as well.
I like
Something healthy.
that.
I'm gonna go see these strippers.
It's love day.
Help myself and them.
All right. I love you. I'm in love with a stripper. Oh man. Yeah, I think that's uh something I just might start for myself, man.
A love day. What day you gonna do it?
I do like that August, that in the summer, going into fall, September, probably September 10th.
That's what I was say.
That's around
Why
that
you don't
time.
make it your birthday, the
Right.
holiday?
Yeah, and that's I do like I like to go to the mountains for my birthday or the beach because that's where I like to be. Um, yeah, doing something for myself, doing something for others. I think that's something I definitely need to work on. Um, maybe something, something just really thoughtful for others, like a card or um, something, you know. Yeah. Um, yeah. Love Day, September 10th, 2025. No, 2024. That's what you're in.
And you know, in your city, you probably could get it approved as like a national day or something.
All right. Uh, oh man, I was gonna say a more. Uh, maybe think of a more. You want another
Yeah,
one?
shout out to more. No,
All right.
we got one though. We got one.
Y'all got one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh man, three questions, man.
Yeah,
Lotion or some type of cocoa butter, Vaseline, shea butter,
I'm gonna go
grease.
lotion because I don't like to be greasy.
That's funny. Um, Movies in the park or music in the park.
I'm gonna go music.
Do that. Um, what do you call it? Caribbean, Latino Caribbean food or Mexican food?
Ooh, that's a hard one. That's a hard one, and I say that because I had some mofongo
Yeah,
uh shit last week, but
yeah.
I done been in this place like 2 3 times.
And
And when I
Mofongo is Puerto Rican, right?
yeah, but that ooh, it's so good. It's so good.
For real.
Um, just more flavor than like the Mexican food. You know,
Really?
it's a little more flavorful to me,
Yeah,
to me.
okay.
But I love Mexican food. But I think because I haven't had Mexican food in a while, I'm gonna go. You said
Latino Caribbean, right?
yeah,
Carino.
Latino Caribbean food.
I hope I don't know if I'm saying Afro Latin, maybe.
Sorry,
I don't know.
Mexicans. No, I'm playing. No, I'm playing. I love Mexican food though, but yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Caribbean.
That's dope. Because it's Dominican, Puerto Rican. Uh, what foods have you eaten out there?
uh, I've had Jamaican food out here. I've had Puerto
Uh,
Rican food. Um, had some burgers.
mm,
Had some seafood from the hood spot over here. Um, yeah, I don't
in
know.
New, are you close to the hood?
Honestly, I feel like it's like a block away. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it feel like downtown LA. So it's like,
Okay. Okay.
you go a block or two away, it's a whole new
Yeah.
world. But I feel safe walking through it all. I always tell people like it'd be funny when people talk about like the hood and this and that, and it's like, man, everybody got their black people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got they whatever it is you want to call it. And I say black people because usually the hood is identified as a place where the black people are at. And for me, it's like I've been through so many hoods that like it ain't new to me. It ain't no different than, being in Inglewood. It ain't no different than being uptown New Orleans. It ain't no different than being in Third Ward, Houston. It's all the same.
Right. Right. Um, the South has the worst looking hoods, though.
I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know. Cause I'm out here. I mean, the South to me, the hoods just look poor.
yeah, that's what I
Um,
mean. That's what I
but
mean.
I guess because I'm like a poor hood makes sense to me. But seeing like some of the hoods out here, it's like the people.
Oh yeah. What you mean? Like they be looking rougher?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like more drug influenced. Almost like kind of like where my grandmother stay at in LA. You know how like
Mm.
you be seeing people slumped and shit.
Oh yeah,
It's like that.
yeah.
And I'm not, in the South, like I'm not used to seeing it like that. It does exist, but I think in the
Mm.
spaces where I've been, I don't see it as much as that. It's not as present. But well, I don't know because when we was in Holly Grove, it
Yeah,
was a little
yeah.
different. The Heron.
Oh, yeah, man.
This episode just took a turn.
It's back to Love Day. Back to Love Day.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I think that's something for me. Looking at also living out of the country, how you, how I receive looking at poverty and stuff. Because I grew up middle class my whole life, um, and even family that lived in LA or whatever, nobody was ever in the hood stuff. And so you see it and all that. But then going to the South, it was like, oh wow, this is poverty. Like
Hmm.
where people live here like this, and then going out the country, and then seeing that level of poverty,
Yeah.
like, oh wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, like I done definitely been in some Mexico poverty where it's like, God damn,
And
like,
like it's different.
and it always be. It's funny, like people always tell me like, be careful, don't go here, don't go there,
Right,
and I don't push those limits too much, but at the same
right.
time, like sometimes I do want to see for myself like what this is, and you know, I've been blessed to like experience things in the way of like, just being safe.
I talk about that all the time. Like I don't know how I haven't got my head bust and mine got robbed because I've been in some just stupid places. Like this is stupid, James. Why are you here?
Yeah,
And as I get older, I'm like, okay, I'm not doing. I've seen it. I got it. I know I don't need to be there. I know it ain't got nothing I want, so I'm good. But yeah, being in some spaces where if something did go down, I don't know the language. I don't know
Yeah.
what's happening. I don't know who the good person, who the bad person. I don't know. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah,
But
America.
I think it's good to know local people and shit. Like I don't know if I've ever been anywhere without somebody local. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So like when I've moved around places, like I've always been with somebody that like, this is a spot that they used to.
yeah, nah, it's been a couple places. I've done some solo trips, and it was like, yeah, dang, this is stupid. Let me go ahead and get what I need to get and then get up out of here. This is, yeah, but younger me. And I, hope to not. I'm not trying to offend nobody in here, but going to Gary, Indiana, that was real
Yeah.
because the level of in some places in like Chicago and Detroit, those cities that are experiencing that poverty and people that are still there, it's like, oh wow, this is different.
Yeah.
Like, oh okay, like you said earlier about living in America but having different experiences. It still is a lot of different experiences here in America, but having a whole different experience and just we still are Americans here. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
we still are Americans, so we still have some concept of whatever that means. You know, so to go out of, you know, the times I have gone out of country, it meant something different to be an American, not just a Black American, but being American meant something different. So that's unique. Yeah, man. Yeah, you got 3 questions for me?
I do. Um Barbershop or cutting your own hair?
Mm, I was initially gonna go straight with cutting my own, but you said barber shop, not just a barber. Uh, I, s- it was a. I haven't been to a barber shop really in a long time, and the ones that I went to, uh,
Bless you.
like, as an adult, they didn't feel me as they did as a child. Like as a child, it was like, oh man, this is everything. They're giving me everything I need to be a man, and then I come back and it's like these fools is tripping. Like, what are y'all talking about? So, but I still crave that. I still crave that connection and that level of expression from men, especially Black men. Um, doing my own, shaving my own head.
DJ Quick or Dr. Dre?
TJ Quick all day, no question. He's a genius. Dr. Dre is DJ Quick is a dope rapper and producer, and he just looks super cool and just sound like he real cool. Dr. Dre seemed like he just Dr. Dre.
I've seen people sorry, that's my dryer. Uh I've seen people online talking about Kendrick having Dr. Dre at his show because
I
of
saw that.
Dr. Dre allegedly beats women. How do you feel about that?
Wait, what? Like they said he was at the show because like,
Well, they were giving Kendrick some backlash because like
oh,
you're
okay, okay.
talking about Drake being a pedophile, but you also have this woman beater on your stage.
Oh yeah. How do I feel about Kendra's decision or about the allegations?
I guess because Dr. Dre is a West Coast legend. Dr. Dre is just a legend in general, and I don't think anybody really it's fucked up, but I don't think anybody really cares about his allegations.
No,
Um,
no.
yeah, I don't know.
I was doing Million Man Meditation. Might have been even the first one, and one of the like my headliner was a dude who had allegations on him of some abuse, and the woman who was making the allegations called me and was like, "Hey, you need to make sure he doesn't come on this show because he's X Y Z." And I asked him about it. He was like, "Yeah, she just, she's a ex girlfriend. She's been causing troubles and stuff." And I think I was like, you know what? And because he was charging more than I wanted to pay, I was like, man, I'm not gonna go with it. Um,
Yeah.
and I just don't know if I would make that decision today. I think if I, having the money, bringing them on, I think it will be a conversation about it in my setting. Like in Kendrick's setting,
Yeah.
it's just entertainment. It's
Right.
music. You know what I mean? So yeah, you bringing Dr. Dre on there as the musician, not as having holding him accountable. Even though not like us is, you know, trying to hold Drake accountable for that. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think it's interesting that because all that's crossing. Like, okay, we looking at the song was about making this man accountable, but then Dr. Dre, I think he smacked D Barnes. Remember that song, Eminem or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, so
I mean, Miss Chalet said the same thing. Like she had a whole movie about how like Dr. J would like beat her ass and cry at the same time.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I get it. And I get it in the sense of like separating the art from the artist, but you know that line gets very blurred at times.
Very blurred. Very, very, very blurred. Um, wow. So yeah, I guess so.
But I
But
I appreciate what you said though about if you bring the person on your platform, holding them accountable. Because I think there's value in that.
because I want the person on here for a reason, but then also want to acknowledge that there's some things that hey, Dr. Dre's a great musician, and he has some issues with this. Now I don't think a 17,000 people concert at the Forum is the right place to have that discussion, but you know what I mean, like. But maybe in a different way or something like that, or not at all, because this is how you the space you open. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think it was okay because that was the space he was being held and stuff for. That wasn't a trial. It was a music thing. It was a. I don't even think people. The Drake beef was a part of why the event happened and why it was probably so magical because of that beef. But all in all, I think it was about music and coming together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I didn't see anything wrong with it either, but I saw parts of the discourse online and was curious about it.
yeah. Um, if we did a Discord, that would be like we could have those. Is that what? If we did a Discord, we would have like those conversations in
Oh, you
there and stuff.
could. Yeah, you could.
Cause it won't be too late. But
Last question is, what is the best diss song of the West Coast?
maybe going. Ooh, I was gonna go DJ Quick, MC8, but you know, Corrupt, uh, and DMX. Of course, Ice Cube, No Vaseline.
Ice Cube said
Uh,
he had the best one of all time.
he did say that. Uh, Corrupt, DJ Quick, Ice Cube, um, and even Snoop was at 187 was it this song or Rolling with the Homies. One of those that Snoop's oldest early song when he was dissing Luke and he was dissing Easy and all that. Um, I would probably say I'm gonna have to go Corrupt on mine. Between Corrupt and DJ Quick, but I'm just go with Corrupt today because Corrupt felt so angry. it just it felt angry. Like DJ Quick made a song. It was a really good song. Corrupt was angry and hurt. He
Yeah,
really needed to get it off. Corrupt is a very emotional guy.
yeah.
Oh man, uh, they don't be dissing each other. Houston, well, yeah, of course, Houston. Yeah, y'all be dissing. Little
Yeah,
flip. And
shit, little flip than just every. I just feel like he done beefed with everybody at some point.
how old is little flip? Because I feel like he's still pretty young. Like he's in his 40s still.
Yeah, I feel like he's still in his 40s.
It's crazy. Like looking at age now, like
Like all them dudes came up like as kids. Yeah, Lil Flip is 43. He ain't that much older than us. Shit, Slim
no.
Thug 43.
Slim Thug is 43.
Yeah,
Wow.
zero 47, but I see that for him.
How old is Paul Wall?
Let's see. Chameleonaire 44.
Yeah, it's Paul Wall probably right there.
You know, Paul Wall 43. Yeah, all these dudes came up at the same time. Mike
Paul
Jones
Wall.
42.
Who?
Mike Jones. Bun B 51.
That's funny. Um, Paul Wall looks happy.
Yeah. And he look white now.
He looks very white.
And you got the like comb over.
Yeah. This I know this show took a whole other turn, but why did I just saw Justin Timberlake got arrested
Yeah.
for what?
I think like drunk driving or
Oh,
something like
DUI.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. There's another person that look white now.
Yeah, he look real white now. Maybe I don't know about Paul Wall. I still like feel like Paul Wall is still like invested in black culture. He got black
One
kids
hundred
and shit
percent.
like that.
Yeah, one
But
hundred percent.
yeah, I think Justin Timberlake one of the people that took the blackness for what he needed and like was like, fuck this.
Um, I'm done.
Take these damn cornrows out.
Right. He's a Republican now.
Oh shit.
What's his name?
What you got coming up?
Um, I'm gonna do another. I think I want to do a. I am gonna do a merch thing, man. I want to get some shirts, so that's why I want to follow your lead. We're getting some T-shirts and stuff. Get some of those offers in the market. Yeah, a run of those for the people, but having those as we talked about having those weekly conversations and stuff. So we're gonna just have a good run of those. We're doing some what do you call it? Cahoots? Is that cahoots or
Mm-hmm.
no? No, what's the one that when people use their phone?
Oh, Mentimeter.
Intimator, yeah. I feel old. What's that? What you call it? Nintendo. Grandma used to call PlayStation Nintendo and Nintendo off. Everything was Nintendo.
That's funny.
Yeah. Let's have some conversations. I need to hear my voice a little bit louder right now. Um, that sounds kind of selfish, but
I think we
I
should
mean,
do some I think we should do some you not YouTube because we doing YouTube live right now, but I think we should do some IG live conversations.
I agree. I agree. Um, let's do it. Let's make dates right now. Let's do like a month. What is it? July? 'Cause July is a
Yeah.
good month for me. Uh, July. Feel free live conversations on YouTube. Um, let's do it on the the third,
Let's see, the 3rd of July. I can do that.
and then the 11th. No, no, no. Let's do third. Let's do eighth. Let me slow down. I'm getting excited.
Let's
Just up
start
a
with the
bit.
3rd and then I the 17th. But let's start with the 3rd.
Okay. Let's start with the third. Like, yeah, yeah. All right,
Like
let's start with the third.
maybe even doing one of our Wednesday conversations on there.
Okay, okay. All right, yeah, I'm down for it. Oh, third is a Wednesday, huh?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, let's look and see what that look like. Yeah, and I also want to give people like uh, you know, kind of a, oh, okay, I know to come on the third, I know to come on this date, I know to come on that date, so people can look forward to it because we got something to say. What you got
Sound good
going?
to me. So coming up for me, I got the Doja Lounge. We're doing a live podcast here in Newark for Newark Pride on Wellness Wednesday. You could catch me at the Doja Lounge doing a live podcast. Come through. I think we might do it virtual as well. So if we do it virtual, I'll share a link and you could tune in and also like be a part of the conversation, all that good shit. And that's about it right now. October, I think I'm going to make my birthday. Every birthday, I want to release music because I did that last year. So October, I'll be releasing some new music. I've been working on a lot of new stuff, and yeah, that's all I got right now.
Hey, all right, cool.
Sure. Well, thank y'all for tuning in to this week's episode of Feel Free Conversations, episode 24, and we will see y'all next week. Peace.
Feel free to feel free.